Any health-related information on the following show provides general information only. Content presented on any show by any host or guest should not be substituted for a doctor's advice. Always consult your physician before beginning any new diet, exercise, or treatment program.
Hi, welcome to the Namaste Wellness Show, where we talk about all things holistic health for the mind, body, and spirit, for people and pets, with a touch of cultural soul. My name is Laura. I'm your host. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today, our topic is going to be Worksite Wellness, and I have two professional Worksite Wellness members with us today. I'm going to tell you a little bit about them. We're going to talk about Worksite Wellness, and then toward the end of the show, one of the members is going to, or one of my guests is going to show us a chair exercise that we can do to minimize those of you that work at home, to minimize fatigue by the end of the day, for those of you who work at home and on the work site. So without further ado, first we have Caitlyn, who has a bachelor's degree from Wayne State University in kinesiology and a master's in sports administration. She has worked in corporate wellness for about 8 years and with her current employer for about 5 years. She grew up with a sports background and health and fitness, and this has always been a big part of her life. We also have Devin, who attended Central Michigan University. He has a bachelor's degree in recreation and event management with a minor in sports management. He's worked in corporate wellness for about 2.5 years and with his current employer for about 1.5 years. He says he grew up playing all kinds of sports and he plans to continue being involved whenever he can. He also wants to own his own personal fitness studio and wants to become a PT certified. I'm not sure if that's physical therapy or personal trainer certified. We'll find out. And also he wants to own his own gym. So thank you. Welcome, Devin and Caitlyn, to the show.
Hello.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you.
Yay. Yeah, I'm so excited that you're here. So let's talk a little bit about, start with Caitlyn. Let's talk about a little bit about what you do as a wellness. Well, actually, you're a wellness team member or team leader. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Correct me. Okay. So what do you do as a worksite wellness team leader?
Yeah. So we have tons of different things that we do here for our team members. We have a gym on site. We have tons of different sports and massages, a salon. We have fitness classes that we do. So we kind of just organize those things, but we also, a big part of our job here is doing different kinds of challenges and things to keep people healthy and just informed about their health. So we do like weekly posts about, different health tips. We provide our team members with some challenges. Right now we're doing a really big weight loss challenge. So we do that stuff all throughout the year and just really try to focus on keeping everybody healthy and happy here.
Okay, sounds good. And Devin, what about you?
Yes, I mean, I do the same thing. I'm on her team as well. Yeah, I mean, like what we say is we like to kind of feel like we kind of keep everyone healthy and happy. We like to provide the fun times and kind of create an engaging experience so that they can kind of enjoy coming into work.
Okay, so how long have you all been offering? Well, first, let me say, you guys, I kind of made it sound like you weren't at the same company, but obviously you work at the same company. And I actually know you guys because I'm one of the contractors there. I do massage therapy. Yep. And we have a lot of people that come in with a lot of different concerns in terms of massage therapy. But how do you all go about determining what services or worksite wellness programs you offer? Do you take polls? Do you survey people? Do you have a suggestion box? Whatever.
Yeah. So when I first started here and we were much smaller than we are now, we started out by doing a survey. We also had some direction from our leadership on some things they wanted to see in terms of the wellness programs that we offered. And then we kind of just take our team members' feedback. So we interact with people all throughout the day. We build relationships with them. So we're able to see like, what do they want to see next and what kinds of new things do they want to see. And then we actually just rolled out another survey this year. So that'll we'll be able to gain some feedback from that as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And how, I know you all everybody had to shut down during COVID. So what type of impact did COVID have on the wellness programs that you were offering before compared to what you're offering now?
Yeah. I mean, it definitely was a game changer because a lot of what we did was here and utilizing our gym and all of the different spaces that we have here. I will say we are very adaptable. So when we did go work from home, we were still able to do a lot of things. So we continued on with our weight loss challenge and we did that virtually. We did virtual fitness classes. So we had like yoga instructors that would come in. We did some Zumba, some things like that. And then just kind of, again, with like the weekly tips and things like that, just trying to keep people engaged and understanding, like, now that we've had this shift of like, maybe you can't go to the gym anymore, what can you do at home and that kind of thing.
Right. Okay. All right. Did you have anything to add on that too, Devin? How do you see any differences between before and after COVID? And
Right. Yeah. So I wasn't working here during that time, so I'm not quite sure at that time.
Okay.
Right. But I mean, I can see how it would have a huge impact on what we do, because especially a lot of things that we do involve being at the workplace, and kind of like, a lot of the sports and stuff involve being here.
Right.
So, I mean, it definitely did hinder in that kind of sense. But of course, wellness is just an overall thing that everyone can do on their own. So,
Right.
In that sense, there's always something that, we can be providing, or knowledge or that kind of thing. So, it's kind of, it can't really go away in that kind of sense. So,
Right. Well, I know I'm going a little bit off the script, Caitlyn, when I kind of threw that question in, but we just, it just kind of popped in my head.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine.
Definitely, it definitely affected what we do for sure.
Yeah. Well, I think one thing that you guys probably would agree that since COVID, it really opened up a whole new avenue of ways to participate at work. I mean, now you have, I don't know if you all were doing it before, but people were actually working from home. So I think that came up as a question, and this is kind of off the script too. Do you all still have people that are working at home, or do you split the time? And do you still offer some of those virtual services or wellness services for people that may still be working at home?
So we don't have anybody that works at home anymore. We're all back on site. Everything has been great since coming back on site. I will tell you, I was very excited. I was one of the first people back. So yeah, we don't have any of that. However, we do still have things that people can do that they don't have to necessarily come and utilize our gym here, or attend a fitness class that's on site here. We still do some things virtually, but it's very limited. Again, with like our wellness tips that we offer, we have an intranet that we utilize throughout the company. So we're able to like post those kinds of things and share those with our team members, so that, if they can't make it over to the gym or to do something physically here, there's still ways that they can be healthy without doing that in person, I suppose.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
if I could just touch on that. Yeah, I think that's kind of the goal of what we do, is kind of like, providing experiences or new things that people can kind of learn and eventually be able to do on their own, so that, depending on where they are, they can do these types of things, because like we said, like wellness is very general and, kind of impacts like many different kind of occupations. So, kind of if we can provide that knowledge and those new experiences that they can then take on and, keep on doing, that's kind of the goal in what we do.
Got you. Okay. All right. So now, when you say impacting wellness for your employees, talk about some of the benefits, mental, emotional, spiritual, physical benefits of having a worksite wellness program.
Yeah, I mean, I think at this point in time, like, it's been proven having these kinds of things provides a healthier workplace, happier people. People are more engaged. So just, I mean, having the gym here and the salon and the sports and having those convenient things, it not only helps keep people happy, but also keeps them healthy at the same time. So I think, you know, it's all about the convenience of things, and having the gym on site here is amazing. I mean, we see tons of people, probably 300 plus people come through our gym just on a daily basis. So yeah, I mean, it really is proven that it's going, you know, it's going to make people healthier, happier, and those kinds of things, more engaged altogether.
Sure. So you feel that it improves morale, is a big thing. So that helps the company too. So how about, have you all, I don't know if you've done any statistics, and you probably didn't prepare to provide any statistical data, but overall in general, do you guys feel that you've noticed that maybe it has improved productivity and as well as decreased absenteeism on the job, that type of thing?
Yeah, I can kind of touch on that, because I feel like, especially with what we do, kind of, we provide these experiences for everyone across the company. So you're getting to meet people from all different teams. So I think the kind of the camaraderie that we kind of build through those teams, you know, if you're on a flag football team with someone from a completely different department and then you see them around in the building, it's kind of like a little relationship that you kind of build.
Right.
So then maybe that relationship might be helpful for their actual job, what they do, you know, it kind of builds that relationship. If they have to work together later down the line, they already know, you know, it's just kind of builds that environment that you get to know everyone, and that only can positively impact everyone around you.
Sure. I think one of the things is really cool. I had some, you know, people come in and they tell me a little bit about their experience in doing worksite wellness, and you guys have these groups of teams that go out and play to other facilities, not just at the job. So that's where you're promoting relationships. And I think someone was saying they went and did paintball somewhere with the group of people at the company, or they went and did wall climbing. And, you know, this is all very extensive. So it might not be something that a small company could start out doing, but what could you suggest to maybe a small company that isn't doing anything at all, and maybe they just want to start offering something to their staff? What would you recommend? How could they start?
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, the biggest thing is just to start small. Like, even if you don't have a gym or the capabilities to have a gym on site, there's still so many different things that you can do. I know something that we try to tell a lot of people: if you can't do a gym, can you go to a local gym in the area and try to get discounts for your employees, or some sort of, you know, corporate package or something like that? And, or can you subsidize those costs for your team members? And along with that, when I started here, it was only me doing our wellness stuff, and it just kind of continued to grow. So, when I was the only one here, it started out very small in the amount of things that we offered. And as we grew as a company and as our team grew, we were able to offer more to people. So even if you're not able to, you know, have a full team and a gym and all of these things, just starting small and maybe doing, you know, can we do a weight loss challenge, or can we give some information on why walking is very healthy, or just different things that you can kind of implement in a small way, and start small and then build up from there.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, the walking group, that's a really good one. I remember years ago, before I got into wellness, I worked in the mental health field, which is a type of wellness. And we worked in downtown Detroit. We're in Michigan. We're in a cold location here. And in the summertime, just a group of us got together and we would meet down at Belle Isle. I don't know if you all are familiar with Belle Isle in Detroit. Yeah. And we would, on Saturday morning, we would all meet and we would walk around the island, which is like 5 miles around the island. So that was fun. And then they just started doing little things. Well, be honest, when I was working in the office, we had nothing like this. So that's why I'm really excited that so many companies are doing this now. And I'm glad to be a part of that. You know, I could just imagine if when I was working in an office setting, I would love to have some type of wellness programs. I know it would have made a big difference. And working in the mental health field, because I actually worked in several psychiatric hospitals. And I could just see how the morale was so low in that environment, and how I would love to see, and even at the post office, my husband works at the post office, and they're doing little things now, but I keep saying, yeah, just have somebody come in and do a chair massage once a month, and it's not always, now I know your company basically covers everything, but maybe a smaller company could, and this is one of the things when I started out doing corporate massage, you could go to a company and the staff would pay for the massage.
Yep.
Yeah.
So if you don't have a budget where you can pay for services, you might hire maybe even a yoga teacher to come out, and if you have a lunchroom or if you have a small space, and just have someone come and do a yoga class, right? Because I know at one time you all were offering yoga, right?
Yep.
In the gym. I don't know, you're offering yoga. And then another thing that you all have, or just tell us about, the different things that are underneath your umbrella. I know you have even a game room, which is great. So.
Yeah, there's a lot here for sure. So obviously, kind of how we mentioned, we have our gym here. So we're doing day to day in the gym, making sure it's clean, and kind of working with team members that are coming in and out of there to work out, get their workouts in. We have sports that we do here. So we run like different lunchtime sports leagues, the fitness classes, as you mentioned, we organize those and bring instructors in to teach those, different wellness challenges. So like I mentioned, our weight loss challenge, we've done tons of different ones of those as well. And then our massages, the salon, all of that stuff kind of falls under our umbrella as well.
Right. So again, a company doesn't have to have everything, but you can start out small. I do know also you all have outside sports in the summertime too. And that's a good thing. Maybe a company, if they have and I worked in a company too that we had kind of like a backyard, and we had barbecues sometimes in the summer, which was really cool. We did stuff like that. And I think one year they had a volleyball court out there, or something like that. So there are little things that you can do if you can't do the whole thing. So what would you say? Let me say this first. How do you all determine who gets to do different wellness services?
Yeah. So, I mean, anybody can participate in the programs, the amenities that we have here. There are some other things that are reward based, like the massages, but I mean, everything is available to anybody here. So.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Sorry. No, I was just going to say, I think kind of what we do is we kind of set that standard of what we provide, like with the gym and with the sports leagues and stuff. And then we have like the bonuses on top of that with like the massages as rewards and stuff like that. So,
Okay. So, are they required to like do these events like on their lunch break or after? Well, obviously if you have a gym, they can work out before or after work.
Yes. Yeah. So we see a lot of people come in the morning before their shift, after their shift, but we do get a big lunch rush. It is required because we are required to all take an hour lunch break here, which again, kind of going back to that mental health, like that's done purposely, where you need to get up and get away from your desk and kind of, reset yourself throughout the day. Like we don't want to just sit here and bang everything out for 8 hours. So yeah, they get that 1 hour lunch break. We see a big lunch rush come through. And again, like that's kind of when we run our sports and things like that. And it does help people kind of re-energize and get going for the rest of the day.
Yeah, I think that's why like what we do is kind of so important, is because we just provide these experiences that kind of allow people to kind of break up their day, kind of have that like mental break where they can just kind of recharge, go back to what they're doing, and kind of like just get back after it.
Right. Well, what I heard, I don't know if I heard this or read this recently in the last year or so, that now they're saying that sitting all day is the new smoking. Have you heard that? Is that
Yeah, I think I saw something like that.
Yes. I think it, and I think we all know that, bodies are not meant to just be stationary for long periods of time, kind of, you're supposed to get the blood flowing, get the blood moving. And that's kind of why we do different things like chair yoga and stuff like that. So yes.
So yeah, and then they also say that you should stand up at least once an hour. And I know some of the people that I see, and not just your company and other companies too, they have standing desks now, so you can use standing desks, so you're not just sitting. Yeah.
Yeah. And I will just mention something as well. So we have the standing desks. We also, as you know, have a very large campus. So getting from one place to another, you're getting those steps in. We try to encourage people to walk, and take the bridge or the stairs or whatever you need to. And then along with that, our gym is in one building, and then we have, a couple other buildings, and we actually have treadmills in those buildings where team members can go and kind of walk while they work if they're able to like kind of move their workstation over there. So that helps as well.
Oh, that's cool. And okay, yeah. And another thing I noticed, and this is probably for your mental health or spiritual health, you all have like meditation rooms or quiet rooms. And tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, the meditation rooms, we have a couple kind of scattered throughout the campus. And again, it's just kind of a place to go decompress. They are, dimly lit, and, you can just go in there by yourself, take a couple minutes and kind of get back at it. And along with the meditation rooms, we actually did have some meditation classes where we brought instructors in to do meditation, like guided meditation.
Oh, cool. Okay, very good. I like that. Awesome. All right. Okay, so we talked about that. I'm just kind of making sure I want to cover a few more things here. What's next for this? Should be at the end of it is at the end, but okay, this is now. You guys have so much so many things going on, and I know you're continually evolving, expanding, and creating, which is awesome. So you have so much going on. What would you say is next for your wellness department?
Yeah, I mean, we're continuing to grow, and kind of how we mentioned, we're doing our survey to reevaluate some things that our team members want to see. With that, we're gaining the feedback, and we also have goals that we set at the beginning of the year for, how many new sports should we do, or how many new offerings, or what new challenges and things like that. So we kind of brainstorm as a team and think about what new things we want to bring to our team members. So we're always trying to grow our offerings. We will have some different sports and just some other new things this year. One of the things that we're going to be doing is the chair yoga. So that's something that Devin kind of piloted, and that'll be an offering where basically leaders are able to get that for their team, and our wellness team will go and kind of conduct those sessions among team members. So just kind of trying to think of new ways to keep people healthy and engaged, and not just doing the same thing repetitively.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I think Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was just going to add on to that. Yeah, I think definitely the answer to what is next for us is definitely it's up to the team members. I think that's kind of what we're always thinking about is, we're not here for exterior motives. We're here for the team members, and we're here to provide that experience for them. So that's why we've always got these surveys going. We're always kind of asking them what they want to see next, because like last year we did the spike ball tournament, which, half the people that entered it hadn't even heard of it, but they thought it sounded cool, and then they did it and had a lot of fun. So it's just kind of, we're always looking for those new ideas that are like kind of coming up that we probably don't even know, that there's only 6 or 7 of us. So, we only have so much brain power. So, that's why we're always listening to them.
Yeah. So you might be expanding your team then, huh?
Well, you never know.
Yeah. Were you going to say something, Caitlyn?
No, I was just going to that was a great point. I think,
it is a great point.
We have a small but mighty team, as I like to say, but we would not be able to expand these programs without the feedback that we get from our team members. So, I mean, even after every sport, we run, let's say, volleyball very consistently a couple times a year. Right. So after every volleyball league, we're sending out, what do you want to see improve for next year? And how can we make this better and things like that. So even with the things that we're repeating, we're still trying to make them better.
Okay. Well, I mean, there's a lot going on here and there's a lot of benefit to the staff, but it has to also translate into benefit for the company too, right? Because you have people that are more engaged, and you would assume they're more productive at work. They are, more people, you don't have as many people calling off or getting sick. I mean, that is going to happen, but you would hope with the services that you offer. And this is a mind-body show. So I personally know and have experience for myself. If you are happier and if you feel better, you're gonna want to go to work. You want to have an environment where people want to come to work, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that translate into success for the company, a business, a company as well.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, I can definitely say I've been working, since I graduated from high school, and this is one of the most positive places that I've worked. We have great culture here. We obviously have great amenities. So just being able to actually look forward to getting up and going to work and seeing our team members and kind of building those relationships. It is very rewarding. And I think it is the same for the team members as well. We have a good culture here of when you're here at work, you're grinding, you're working hard. And then after that, you go home, you go to your family, you do what you need to do for yourself. And I think that translates back to our wellness stuff as well. We get that hour lunch break to be able to break up the day and do some fun things. I could easily just go on my hour lunch break and go sit in the cafeteria and, eat or whatever, but I'm going to go play in a flag football game instead and have fun with my friends and stuff. So it makes it, a lot more to look forward to come into work.
Yeah. And it gives you that work-life balance too.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
So you're not going home grumpy, yelling at your significant other.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or you might be grumpy because you lost your football game, but that's a side thing,
Right. Well, that's why I wanted to interview you guys, because this is one of the best companies that, I've had an opportunity to go in and work in terms of from a vendor type of contractor type of experience. So I really wanted to highlight so much of what can be offered at other companies and businesses that can see how positive of an impact it's having on companies that do this, So what about the people that say, okay, you're doing all these things and, but it's kind of creating the powder puff generation, or staff feeling entitled, and what do you say to those naysayers?
Yeah, I mean, I think, like I said, it kind of does the opposite. I think that if anything, it creates a good culture and allows people to come together and work with one another. And like Devin kind of mentioned in the beginning, you might be playing on a team with somebody who you don't normally work with. So if, you're building that relationship with them, then maybe down the line, if you need something, work related, you already have that relationship with them. I mean, I say all the time, our job is so rewarding because we get to work with people of all different departments here. So it is very nice that we get to kind of have those touch points with people. But I think in terms of work ethic and things like that, it kind of does the opposite of the entitlement and things like that. People know that these are amenities and perks, and they're not guaranteed. You don't have to play in them and you don't have to utilize them, but they are able to be utilized and their amenities. So I think people appreciate them at the end of the day.
Right.
Yeah. So I was just going to say, I think it can only have that positive benefit, just because I feel like, if people don't like it, they won't, and be involved in it, and that'll be that. But, I think it can only be that bonus, because I think it'll also help people kind of value, this company and kind of what we do as a whole, because you can kind of see what it does for us, what it does for people outside. It can only kind of add to that, kind of positive notion.
Okay, okay. So down with the naysayers that say that, oh, this it's creating a culture of slackers, or as they say, quiet quitting, where you do the least amount of work. But in your company, there's also a saying that for those who are given much is expected, right?
Mhm.
So
Yeah, and I think too, like, we have a lot of employees that work here.
Mhm,
And I would say the vast majority of them have participated in something that we've done here
mhm,
at one point or another. If you're not a sports kind of person, maybe you're in the weight loss challenge, or, maybe you're doing the
mhm,
walking group or something like that, because that's kind of why we have so many different things, because we want to provide a variety for every different type of person, because when it
mhm,
comes down to it, it's about being healthy. We obviously
mhm.
want people to have fun and play sports, but at the end of the day, if we can be healthy and have fun and play sports, why not do
Mhm.
that? So
Right, right. And oh, go ahead, Devin.
No, I was just gonna say, yeah, I think our goal at the end of the day is once we finish up a league or a sport, and then
Uh-huh.
someone says, "All right, when's the next one?" I think that's our
Mhm.
goal. I think that our goal is just for them to just enjoy what they're doing, what they're involved in, and at the
Right,
end of the day, just be happy when they go home.
right, right. And I think what you're saying too, and I just want to emphasize this. This is a mind, body, spirit type of offerings that you have. You have yoga for people that may feel stress. You have massage for stress management. You have the meditation room to kind of quiet your mind and work on, maybe feel more spiritually connected. You have your physical sports. So it's a whole umbrella, holistic offerings that you all have, weight
Mhm.
yeah.
loss and everything. So I want to make a suggestion. Has anybody suggested pickleball? Because that's become very
Oh,
popular.
we
Oh
have
yeah.
done pickleball time and time again. I think we
Oh
Really?
yeah.
usually do like
I missed it.
2 pickleball tournaments or leagues throughout the year. Yeah, we've done it
Really?
the last couple of years.
Yeah, they're mad
Oh,
it's not happening more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay. Well, see, I just found out about it. I was at an event doing a massage event last week, and the lady was so excited. She was telling me she injured her wrist because she said she got addicted. She was doing pickleball every day.
Yeah. It's
And
the fastest growing sport in America.
I
Yeah.
Yeah.
heard, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just now hearing about it. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, okay,
Oh yeah.
I might have to try that. Okay, okay,
Yeah, it's a
all
lot of
right,
fun.
all right, very good. Okay, so is there anything um that you all want to share about anything yourselves that you might do off the job that you're working, or that people might want to call you and get some support or help or anything? I know you, and this is kind of like a sideline, so it's not, may not be related to worksite wellness, but just to kind of promote any services that you all offer on the side, if that's
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, I am certified personal trainer, but also if, anyone listening needs any advice on how to start these programs or how to kind of get things off the ground or new ideas or things like that. I mean, I believe our Instagrams are on the screen,
Yeah.
or
Are they
so
still?
you
I don't see them. They were on the screen.
yeah, so I'll just kind of say mine. So you can reach out on Instagram. My Instagram is Kate Buscemi, so CaitBuscemi, or on LinkedIn as well. And aside from the actual, workplace wellness and things, I do have a business that I run as well. So it's kind of an apparel company. I do tie dye, custom shoes,
Oh,
custom jean jackets, things like that. So that is linked on my Instagram as well. And it's called To Die For. So that keeps me
oh,
busy outside of work for sure.
Mhm.
oh, that's a really cool name.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get amazed at how people name their businesses, and I'm like, wow, that's a cool name for that business. That's a cool name. So that's a cool name for that business.
Yeah,
Okay.
you hear it and you're like, oh, taken. I guess I can't use that now.
Yeah, right. So Devin, how about you? Do you?
Yeah. I mean, I'm an aspiring personal trainer as well.
Okay.
Yeah, and so that Instagram handle, Devin_Smock, reach out, any fitness or sports or wellness things. Those are kind of my passions in life that I will be always talking about. So just feel free to reach out.
Okay, so please, when we get our listeners and viewers, please reach out to Caitlyn and Devin for all those awesome things that they're doing and will be doing in the future. So Devin,
Yes.
you're going to be doing a exercise with us in the chair. I have a different chair if I need to use my when I teach. But first, let me ask you: did you get any of your? Did you see any of my videos?
No, I did not, but I'll probably be looking at them for some ideas.
Okay, just teasing you, but I do have a few up there. Okay, so
Yes.
let's go ahead and see what you're going to show us in terms
Yes. Yeah. So I'll go over a few things. I'll be expecting everyone in the room with me to be doing these stretches. So, yeah. So, I think I just want to go over that chair yoga definitely is very beneficial for many different reasons, but just overall, it's great for flexibility, concentration, and focus. I think focus is very important, especially for a long day at work.
Right.
It can kind of help, again, give that mental break, get back to work, and get after what they were doing before. So yes, I've just got a few exercises for you. So here,
So are we
this
going to
will
be
work.
doing them? Do I?
I mean, yeah, I figured I could just like demonstrate just real quick, and then we could kind of go from there.
Oh, okay. So you're going to demonstrate them, and then we'll do it together.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay,
That sounds good. So the first one, is I feel like it's pretty universal, but it's just like a nice little wrist stretch. So yeah, you just good crack. So yeah, you just pull back of the top and then under.
Oh, I'm doing
Yeah, if you think about the amount of typing that goes on, throughout the day, that
Right.
definitely is very beneficial one.
Good forearm
Yeah.
stretch. For
Yeah,
sure.
exactly. So
massage therapy.
yeah, right. Yeah, and then another one of my favorites is just like a neck roll. So you're just rolling your neck. So yeah, and not too quickly. Obviously we know that some people can kind of start to go too fast. Yep. But especially when we're staring at screens a lot, it can kind of get stagnant, get that blood flowing. So that's a good one. And then another little shoulder stretch. So you're just pulling your shoulder across from your body and just kind of stretching the rotator cuff. I know how important rotator cuffs and their health is. So that one. And then so the seated forward bend. So so basically the idea is that you're putting your arms under your legs and you're kind of hugging your legs. You're bringing your torso to your legs.
Okay, so
you're just stretching. Yep.
You're wrapping your arms under and hugging like that.
And then hugging. Yep, exactly. Just kind of stretching the whole posterior chain. Oh yeah.
That's nice.
That was good anatomy terms.
Yeah, exactly. I know. And then the last one. So this usually is a crowd favorite. So it's the seated spinal twist. So you just turn around, grab the back of your chair, and you twist.
Okay.
Yep. That's always
shoulders down. Yeah.
Yep.
I do that one a few times a day.
That's usually one of the favorites. So
okay, and then you can roll your shoulders.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. So
this is just kind of like a brief look at like some of the chair yoga that we do.
Yeah.
There's tons and tons and tons of different ones out there. So especially if people are working at home or in the office or whatever it might be, like these are really good stretches to just kind of do throughout the day and kind of get the blood flowing, get going again. But kind of with that, if people are working at home and are kind of looking for some different ways to stay active, try to think, can I go for a walk on lunch? Can I take the stairs more? Can I, can I stand up and work and things like that, like those little things. Cause I know when we were working from home, it was difficult. And we saw a lot of people like, oh, I need to get my steps in, or I'm not able to go to the gym. So there's tons of home workouts. There's tons of ways to get steps and do those kinds of things. So just try to get creative with what you're doing.
Right. Well, how about, because tech neck is big now too. And most people, a lot of people, so you have any kind of maybe neck stretches? I know you did the circles, but some neck stretches, maybe what I like to do is you take your ear toward the shoulder, and then that same arm you can reach across, and you're not pulling, but you're just kind of using the weight of your hand, and then take your other hand and you just drop the arm down.
Oh yeah.
Yep. And feel the stretch on the side. You can make some circles in both directions.
Oh
like
yeah.
So. Yep. And then make sure you do the other side and reach across and just hang the arm first. And then I like to you're pressing down toward the floor.
Yep.
With a stretch, and then make a few circles.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Right. So what else now? We are anything else you guys want to share? We talked about the benefits and how it can help the employers and the employees. Yeah. So I guess anything else?
Yeah, I mean, I was just going to touch on. Yeah, I think you've talked about kind of what's good advice for kind of smaller businesses that don't have as many people. Like, I think it's pretty, like, what we do is pretty universal. I think when you're programming events or different sports leagues or stuff like that, it doesn't matter if you're doing it for 4 people or if you're doing it for 4,000 people. If you're programming for those 4 people, like they're going to enjoy their experience, they're going to tell more people, and it's only going to get bigger from that sense. So I think thinking about like your scale isn't as important. I think it's just more so important to tailor to who those people are and what they want to see, I think. And then from there, if you're giving the people what they want, again, it doesn't matter if it's 4 or 4,000 people, they're going to tell their friends, they're going to tell their parents, like it's only going to positively impact. So
yeah. And I think like kind of just touching on that, like when I started and kind of doing this weight loss challenge that we do every single year, I know when it first started, there was probably about 50 people in it, and now we have almost 1,000 people this year. So, I mean, it's like there's tons of things that you can do, and like Devin said, just kind of tailoring to the program itself and the people that want to be in it, and from there it will just grow. So just kind of taking the feedback from the people around you and trying to do what you can with the space you have or with the people you have. There's tons of different things that you can do. Just get creative, and it'll all work out.
Just give the people what they want.
Yep.
Give people what they want, and then you find out what they want by asking them,
by getting the feedback. Exactly.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. So do you have people? Well, I remember one person saying that one of the things they really like that you all don't do it anymore, and I assume maybe it's because of COVID, but what happened to the dance party?
Oh, you know what? The dance party we do once a month now, and they try to gear it towards like a specific celebration or charity or something like that. So I know when like Diwali was going on, we did a big Diwali dance party and had
that was really cool.
Yeah, that one was really cool. I know there was like in October, it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so they did one, for every person that came, the company donated X amount of dollars to the Breast Cancer Foundation. So they just try to do them once a month now, but we still have them.
Yeah, I think probably making it a little bit more purposeful is kind of what they're trying to do.
Oh, okay. Because I know one of the ladies that came in for a massage, she was so disappointed. She said, "That's why I came here before the dance party."
And I think too, with like,
I'm sure that wasn't the.
I think with like the expansion of the company itself, and now having such a big campus, just like it used to be easier, and have the convenience of going to one area with everybody in the same spot. But now that we're so spread out, it's a little bit more difficult and makes it a little bit harder for people to, come over for a quick little dance party and things like that.
Yeah. Like what we do is, with the more people, it's kind of a greater scale, which is good. It's what we want, but it makes it a little bit more difficult to, keep on doing the same thing in the same place.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now my understanding is, I don't know if one of you all told me that I think you did, when you're doing your chair yoga, going back to chair yoga exercises, you have to go to the different departments, right?
Yeah. So once we kind of roll that out to the company, there will be a way for people to request us to come, and then we'll kind of work it out with, Devin can go on Monday at 10 o'clock for, this group of people and conduct it for them. So we will be going over to those teams to kind of conduct those exercises.
So have you ever thought about, because I was telling my husband this and he was like, they can't do that. Because you don't have monitors everywhere. Have you ever thought about doing
I think like
that would take too many people away from there.
Because with how, all the different business units that we have, some people have team meetings at this time, and, this team might have it at a different time. So it's hard to do things throughout the whole company like that.
Right.
But it also, like, logistically, it takes a lot of work for like our IT team to get those set up. And,
Facilitate that. Yeah.
yeah. So it'll just be kind of like on a request team by team basis so that we can kind of tailor it to that team and when they're able to, make it work for them.
Right. I was just thinking in terms of like, I've worked in some smaller companies, and if they had something like that, maybe they could do something like that and say, okay, we're going to do like 15-minute break and do
For sure.
chair yoga at the chair, right at your desk or something. I know wouldn't be for a large company as large as that, but maybe a smaller company.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of other ideas for smaller companies too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well, let's just talk a little bit about inclusion, and I'm going to show you my little. I have a. This is my little poster. Even before I.
I love that.
I know. I had this up when I had a brick and mortar office. I put this up because to me, be you is feel comfortable in your own skin. Be who you are. Not be destructive or anything like that, but inclusion is a big thing now in all companies and really everywhere now. So how do you all incorporate, and you kind of touched on it, but how do you all incorporate inclusiveness in your wellness in the company?
Yeah, I mean, I think like we have a very diverse company, which is great. And like I kind of said, we have something here for everyone. Like if you're not a sports person, you can participate in maybe a walking challenge, or if you're not a big walker, maybe a nutrition challenge or something like that is up your alley. So I think with the amount of team members that we have a very diverse company, but our reach is to everybody in the company. I mean, we use our intranet and things like that. So at some point or another, we're reaching just about everybody in this company.
And then you did kind of mention with the Diwali, if I'm saying that correctly, the Diwali that you all had for, different cultures and stuff.
Yeah.
You kind of center some of your activities around different cultures.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. All right, perfect. Well, thank you, Devin, and thank you, Caitlyn. I'm really glad you guys are here today. You gave us a lot of positive, great information, and a few exercises you can do right at your desk, whether you're working at home or whether you're working on site. So, with that being said, thank you all for being here, as well as thank you to my viewers and listeners. And until next time, stay safe, stay well. Namaste.
Thank you.
Thank you, Laura.
You're welcome.